My name is Kuo Siong Lim from Maybank Singapore. I have two roles. One is actually the CIO for Maybank Singapore, and the other role is actually the IT head for the group CFS for the region. The main challenges that the banks are facing today, there are a few aspects of it. I would say one of them is actually to sustain the cost to serve. Over time, as far as the bank is concerned, we look at the margin compression going forward. So cost to serve, to sustain the cost to serve the segment is very, very key to us. Of course, from the bank point of view, we are also looking at speed and relationship. In order to actually support the business going forward, we need to provide speed. At the same time, we need to enable the business to connect with our customer segment. So these are the key areas where we have to actually pay enough attention to sustain the business. When I talk about, maybe I share a little bit more on the speed and relationship. If you talk about any bank that offer either speed or relationship, what will happen? If you have speed without relationship, what will happen is that you need to play a lot more based on pricing. Whereas if you have relationship without speed, chances are your customer, after a while, will go to your competitor because of speed. So we need both. Having a solution from our architectural perspective, we need to have a solution that allows us to do both. One is on the relationship, to be able to bundle our various products. End of the day, to provide the win-win from bank as well as the customer perspective. Win-win in the sense that the bank, we love to bundle multiple products for each and individual customer so that to create a stickiness. We will have a loss leader in some of the product set, and then there are some that actually generate higher return for us as a bundle. So from the customer perspective, they gain in terms of the various product set within the bundle. Ultimately, they have a better returns. They enjoy a better returns as well as better service from us. And in terms of speed, I was talking about, if you do not have certain capability that can actually support this bundling, the turnaround time to our customers will actually be impacted. Don't forget, from Maybank perspective, we are talking about regionalization. So in order to do regionalization, within our enterprise architecture, we look at capability to do this, not just in one country, but to serve all the market that we have. So to do that, we need to have some of this capability that can actually plug into different countries. Because different countries, we have different capability platform, not all been standardized yet. So having this SunTec solution allow us to do bundling, and equally, if not more important, allow us to plug into our regional market. Actually, if you look at this, if you talk about the smaller player, talk about disruptor and all that, to me, what rings a bell sounds like you're talking about the FinTech company. You know, FinTech is a term that's becoming more popular in the recent years. FinTech, I would say there are maybe two categories. There are those FinTech who come into the market with a solution looking for a problem. These are the ones that has the technology but don't have enough domain expertise, understanding, so they're looking for a problem. They are the more mature ones that already been around, working in the banking segment, at least as far as their expertise is concerned. They know what are the problems, and they try to bundle some of the newer technology, offering the banks a solution. So these are the ones that actually help the bank, not just focusing on technology, because as a bank, we want to look at the solutioning, look at capability, rather than going into something that is brand new, which may or may not actually offer the return that we are expecting. So we will look at things like the matured FinTech. In fact, if you talk about it, SunTec sounds like one of those matured FinTech company that they know they have the domain expertise in terms of what banks need, more so what a regional bank will require. Come with the solution as well as the innovation in terms of processes, help us to actually innovate our regional deployment. I would think that SunTec fit into our enterprise architecture in terms of the capability-wise, also offer us something more mature in terms of solutioning, allow us to innovate more on our business model. The challenges that I face as a CIO, there are lots. If you talk about human capital, certain area, if I were to use example like cyber risk, cyber digital banking and all that stuff. Some of these talents, they are actually well sought after by various companies. And it doesn't help Singapore being a financial hub that is more and more difficult to actually trying to keep some of this good talent because there are so many options for them. So keeping good talent is not easy. If you talk about technology, it's a different game. More and more large MNC technology company, every 1-2 years, they do their M&A activities, whereby from a CIO from a company, when we look at TCO, returns over a couple of years, you always based on certain assumptions, certain technology platform, and how the capability will actually work versus the cost consideration as far as your investment return is concerned. But whenever there's new M&A happen, it could be IBM, it can be Oracle, Sun, it can be Dell, EMC, all these things when it happens, it actually changes the whole game because when it comes to the pricing, when it comes to sunsetting some of the products, it actually changed the whole game plan in terms of our original plan, in terms of the next 5-year returns and all that. So these are challenges where sometimes is beyond what you can plan for. I would think that our investment always based on a few key reference points from a business perspective and our strategic intent. We always emphasize based on speed and relationship. You need, especially in this digital world, speed is everything. But if you depend only on speed without relationship, you may actually end up playing a lot or competing a lot based on pricing. Whoever charge lower win, but it's not going to be sustainable. So from our perspective, speed and relationship is actually key. All kind of investment has to align back into this as our reference. And not forgetting, over time, cost to serve. Regulatory demand is going to increase further. And when we look at the emphasis on digital banking, it actually means that security will become one of the key platforms. Because without trust, without the reputation, sustaining the reputation, you can't sustain your digital banking play. So compliant, the regulator perspective, they will enhance their expectation, and the investment on this is going to be higher and higher. While on the other hand, if you look at it from the consumer perspective, the community will demand more for real value. They demand more for reduction on all the fee and charges. So you find that the margin going to be compressed, not just today, but going forward. So all these things will have a serious implication on our cost to serve going forward. Whoever can sustain that can actually continue the longer journey and still focusing on the relationship and speed versus the rest of the competition. Customers' biggest demand, I would think one is that with the digital banking play, you find that they can switch around by a few clicks. Yeah, the more that we offer a straight-through processing over a tablet, they can switch by product. So they will actually always ask for the best pricing, fastest turnaround time in terms of customer service, and best customer experience. We need to actually map our customer journey to map what is important to them, how to serve them quickest and yet offer them with the best price. So these are the various things that they're asking for, and yet they have so many options that is being offered by different the competitor. And not forgetting, FinTech, they are coming in and pick and choose the lower hanging fruit. They don't offer and provide everything. They just pick a particular the layer to serve. For example, if somebody can do a remittances strictly between country A and B, nothing else. They don't offer anything else, but they offer the best price, best coverage for a particular country. That's it. And customer can come in, do nothing, just to buy the service and nothing else. The rest, they come back to the bank. Or if there are 3 FinTech, they go for these 3 different FinTech. Especially for those product and services, doesn't involve too much risk in terms of amount invested or amount transacted. They will just go there. So these are all the new options available. They have been around, but going forward, I think it's going to be even more. So these are all the new competition that we are facing where the customer are asking. Our experience with SunTec so far, I think everything has been good.